This rope, which is attached to Luke, is going to be my only saving grace.
This is so scary. Where do I go from here? I don't have a good hold. No, I'm sleeping.
Fear is a powerful emotion meant to keep us from doing stupid, dangerous shit. For the biggest part, it does a fantastic job of keeping us alive, keeping us comfortable. But I think fear can also be viewed as a promising opportunity for personal growth. If you decide to look dead into its eyes and manage to overcome whatever scares you the most, you're guaranteed to have the experience of your life. So what is it that scares me? I didn't seem to have a fear of heights. Well, as long as I was 100% secure, feeling a sturdy structure under my feet, and there was a strong fence to keep me from falling. Whenever I saw people rock climbing on the side of a mountain, I would call them crazy. What if a rope just snaps? But since I joined the Alpine club at Seoul National University a few months ago and started lead climbing, I was naturally going to become one of those crazy people myself. This time, I'll be the one climbing the side of a mountain, hundreds of meters above the ground, trusting my own strength and a rope attached to another climber. This was going to be by far the scariest and most extreme thing I have ever done.
We started our hike. It's a bit more challenging than other hikes because I'm wearing this huge backpack. You can't even see me behind it. We got to hike for about 1 hour to the camping site, and I think after that I'll be able to leave this huge backpack there. Let's go, we're already so behind. We've just reached the camping site and I left my huge bag behind. Instead I switched it for a much lighter one, so I guess the rest of the hike won't be as hard. It was a very difficult part, but you know what they say, men don't do it because it's easy, men do it because it's...
So after another short hike, we reached the base of our climb. We put on our gear and were ready to face the mountain. What exactly was the challenge? Well, you might have seen me rock climbing before in my Busan vlog, but that was what climbers call a single pitch climb, meaning that you only climb 20 or so meters of the ground with a person belaying you from below before slowly going back down. Now though, we were going to attempt multi-pitch climbing. We would have to climb for more than 100 meters from checkpoint to checkpoint while being tied to other people climbing. And here is our amazing 5-people team who will be tied to each other in the following order. The Alpine Club President, Hye-eun, followed by another experienced climber, Hyun-jun, then Hyun-tak, Luke, and lastly, me. That being said, it is time for the game to begin. The captain will have to make her way to the first pitch by placing temporary quick draws while being belayed from underneath by Hyun-jun. Once she gets up there, she will belay the next climber from above, so Hyun-jun starts climbing and carries the rope tied to the next person up there. Next is Hyun-tak, who manages to top it without much struggle. Fourth is Luke.
Look, do you feel ready to head off?
Yeah, I'd say so. I'm excited.
He took his excitement and managed to get to the checkpoint and tightened the rope ready to belay me.
Okay, so Luke has made it to the top and I'm the last one. It is a bit scary, it seemed doable, and I think I'll try not to look down. I'll only look at the view once I'm up there. Yeah, that's the plan for now at least. Also, this rope, which is attached to Luke, is going to be my only saving grace. So I really need to trust this rope. It should be alright. We took all the safety measures, so it's going to be fine.
I started heading up and struggling a bit to find good holds for my feet as I had to follow a crack all the way up. I felt the adrenaline rushing into my blood as I was slowly making progress and finally reached the first checkpoint.
That experience was so scary. I feel the adrenaline in me still now, and that was not even the hard part, I think. I guess we need to continue. And the view here, like, I was telling myself not to look down, but when I looked down, and I actually saw a nice view, so that was a bit calming. Now this thing is what is keeping me alive, so I can trust it to just lean back, and this rope is supposed to hold me. If not, I could fall to my death, but it's just a detail.
Now it is time for the next level. Next is the pendulum, a shorter climb, but it has an interesting component. The rope goes through a ring, since we will need to get up and then swing to the right, just like a pendulum. So this time, you really need to trust the rope while swinging. The guys make their way up to the second pitch, one after the other.
Now Luke is almost there, so I guess I'll be the last one again.
Nice.
Hi, Mario.
He did it. Hi.
Here.
inside the chimney.
So I detach from the chains and start climbing up along the edge. Once I get to the ring, I actually need to go down a bit, so that the rope is long enough for the swing. I don't have any other holds for my hands, so I let my body be suspended by the rope, going down one step at a time, while Luke is slowly releasing some rope. When the pendulum is long enough, it is time to run sideways for the swing toward the second platform.
I am past the pendulum now. That was a fun one actually. I really enjoyed it. And now the next challenge is the chimney.
Since the two walls are very close to each other, the only way is to get up and then crawl sideways. The gap is so narrow though that it is hard to push yourself up. Hyun-tak struggles a bit with his feet, slipping several times, but he finally makes it high enough to fully extend his feet against the wall and crawl sideways to the next pitch. It was also complicated since we were wearing backpacks, which seemed to be quite problematic for Luke. Without good footholds, he would get exhausted while going up and would slip back down. There was only one sacred technique he learned from the renowned climber Adam Ondra to unlock his full potential. Scream while climbing.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
While Luke made the others worried that he got hurt, the technique worked and he got to the last pitch, which was beyond my view now. It was weird being left all alone on this side of the mountain, having no way of advancing except by succeeding to climb out the chimney.
Now it's my time to go. Will I scream or will I be able to do it peacefully? We'll see. It's very tight, so it's going to be a complicated one.
Thankfully, I didn't struggle that much since I placed my backpack in front and calmly made my way up, taking small steps with my back. I was not prepared for what I was about to see when I got to the third pitch though.
This next part looks scary as fuck, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
Now that I was at the third pitch, I could see an amazing view towards the city, as well as a very slightly tilted mountain edge we would need to climb along. I couldn't really see what awaits us around the corner, but it was clear that we would mostly need to climb sideways. You'd think that it should be easier than climbing upwards, but it is actually much scarier, since if you fall while the rope is several meters to the right, you will experience a huge swing above the abyss, potentially slamming your body into a wall. The guys went one after the other around the corner, and finally, my time has come to step over a crack and go a bit up to the quick draw, which I would have to take out. I do just that, but then I realized that the rope is tied to look several meters sideways around the corner, so I could not afford to slip and swing. The holes for both my hands and feet were terrible though, so I had to keep my balance while slowly moving sideways.
No!
What?
This is so scary.
You've got this.
Where do I go from here?
Okay, so there's
I don't have a good hold.
there's a good hold. Yeah, just a bit.
No, I'm sleeping.
I've got you. I've got you. You're gonna try and shift your body weight and try and grab.
On my foot?
No, on your right hand.
I cannot. And
You-
grab here?
Yeah, exactly. That's a very good hold. Yeah, smashed it. Nice. 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 Very nice.
Do I just take this?
Yep.
Crack.
Worth it?
Nice.
Bye-bye.
That's a good hold here for your left hand.
Okay, thank you.
Right hand here. Yep.
Yay.
Even though I was terrified, I managed to get to the fourth pitch. Compared to that tricky and scary part, the next climb was going to be a... The next climb was a bit longer, but it seemed to have lots of good holds, so I could just take it easy. Also, now the rope was being belayed from above, so I didn't have to fear falling down too far. I slowly climbed up, utilizing the various cracks and bulges, and finally got to the fifth pitch, where we could just take in the amazing view towards the city.
Do you think we are past the hardest part?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
This looks like a walk in the park again.
Sure.
Walk in the cave.
Walk in the cave.
Lastly, before we could reach the summit, we would have to climb through a cave. After Luke went ahead, I had to wait for quite some time before I felt the rope being tightened. The others were quite far, so after screaming that I'm ready to go, I started climbing.
Next is going to be me climbing into the cave.
And so I enter the cave and start climbing upwards using all four walls of the cave until I finally reach the summit.
still can't believe it. We're here. We're f***ing here. Now we just need to get down somehow.
After taking lots of photos and enjoying the view, we had to go down a different route. As the sun was setting beyond the mountains, we tied our ropes and belayed ourselves down the cliff edge. I've heard some people that do this for the first time are afraid of going down, since you have to slowly let the rope through as you walk down oriented horizontally. If you let the rope go, then you will just fall, so you better trust your grip. But I actually found it quite fun to hop down the mountain.
Look, what are your final impressions?
Tired, but yeah, it was an amazing ascent, amazing descent. 10 out of 10.
View was nice. I feel fresh now.
It was a fantastic experience. We climbed caves, labs, chimneys, and it was so much fun. It was fun climbing with our new members of the club. I wish we had more fun experiences later on.
It was fun and I love all these members. These members were perfect. I mean that I did the lead and Hyunjun did the second. He helped me a lot and all the others enjoyed and they all kept smiling. So it was super good.
As for me, I feel so proud of myself after this climb. Multi-pitch climbing was hands down the scariest thing I have ever done, and yet I managed to face the fear and go forward. I trusted my teammates, the rope and the note I made, as well as my own strength and climbing abilities gained in the past few months. I think this was the pinnacle of my climbing saga here in South Korea. That's not to say I won't seek to face whatever scares me most in the future as well, because only this way one can grow and feel alive. So what is your excuse? It is your turn to face your deepest fears. Since you've made it all the way to the end of this video, you might as well leave a like and smash that subscribe button. You might also enjoy this video right here, where I talk about anxiety. Lastly, I'd like to say huge thanks to the welcoming as new Alpine Club people for this amazing opportunity and all the help and guidance throughout these past months. Until next time, respect yourself.